Think of all the wars in history. How many young men had to die in battle, fighting for wars that they may have not even believed in, fighting for kings and kingdoms that probably didn't give a damn about them. But they still marched on, they still continued, and they still fought with bravery, courage, and determination. You see, the incineration of chains and shackles that hold you down, it must take place. I know a lot of us been going through a lot of things due to this government. There's like a government shutdown going on, and there's like wars, proxy wars, and other preliminary indicators of some type of massive war that everybody's been talking about, but still hasn't showed its ugly horns. Well, I mean, there's a full-blown war in the Ukraine. You can go on YouTube and watch you can watch close quarters combat videos. I don't know if you guys seen that one video where it was that Russian guy versus that Ukraine guy, and they get into a close quarters combat, and it turns to like a street battle in Leningrad or a street battle in Stalingrad. It turns into that, like he shoots the guy, with the AK, or shoots at him, and the guy just rushes him, and they get into a fist fight. One guy pulls out the knife, and then the other guy ends up deleting the other guy because he takes his knife and stabs him. You can see it on YouTube. I think I've got the name of the video, but you can find it. Just type in Ukraine versus Russian fight to the neutralization. I can't say the D word. How YouTube is, but fight to the neutralization, to one person gets neutralized. And it's just like, wow. These are men that were probably forced to fight, and they had no choice but to keep going on. And I want this to be a message to you guys. Keep on fighting. Keep on going. This life is brutal. You know what I mean? You're going to be surrounded by all types of opposition. You're going to go through mental anguish, spiritual anguish. You're going to go through demonic attacks. You're going to go through people betraying you. You're going to go through seeing the girl that you love since high school or college or whatever, a girl that you really liked, and she's going to be with somebody else, and it's going to break your heart. It's going to make your brain go insane, but you have to keep on fighting. You have to keep on going on. This life is a struggle, man. It's not an easy life to live. And I get emails from time to time, and people tell me about they're thinking about self-deletion. And each and every time I talk them out of it. But in the back of my mind, because they tell me their situations, it's like, I can see why they're thinking that. I can see why there's a lot of young men, with mental health, and they're having a mental health crisis, and they think about self-termination and self-obliteration. Because this world is tough, and a lot of men are invisible. To a lot of men, the American dream seems impossible. It seems like the distant stars of tomorrow or yesteryear. And it's crazy how a select few people can hold our dreams and our ambitions and our talents and our attributes all in their hands to do whatever they decide. And it's absolutely brutal. But that's just the world we live in, and that's just how life is. We live in a brutal world where there's no mercy, there's no sympathy, there's no empathy. People will see you down, and they'll still kick you down, and they won't show no mercy. And their hearts and their minds and their souls and their spirits, they're justified. They have something against you. And every attack they do against you, they're justified. They don't think they're wrong. When you go out there in the world, and let's say you're wearing the same clothes or the same shoes at school, and people start teasing you or laughing at you, whatever the heck, whatever the case, and they make it a habit into doing that, and you snap one day, and you do the ER, then all of a sudden you're the person that people want to blame. But people have to know that a lot of people are going through issues, and they don't give a fuck. That's the problem with humanity, is it's like this sick spirit of like not giving a fuck about nobody but themselves. Like, what happened to the compassion for your fellow man, right? I know I'm not no tree hugger, as I said before, but every now and then people just need a little help. That's it. A little nudge, a little, hey man, you got this, bro. I believe in you, and that's why I make these videos for, because I wish when I was younger, I had somebody that was older than me that's like in the position to tell me about, the pitfalls in this life. Make sure when you're young, you build a connection of people. Make sure you have people that are interested in the same things that you're interested in, and make sure each one of you has like a piece to the puzzle. You have one guy that goes into banking and financing, so there's your banker for the business or whatever. You have another guy that's a lawyer. You have another guy that's good at computer skills. You have another guy that's good at video game coding or something like that. And you guys each do your own thing, but keep in contact with each other. And then let's say your passion project, you guys want to make a video game. You guys all implement and integrate your skills and ambitions, and then boom, you get like Bungie, the people that made Halo. Bungie. There were a bunch of coders and nerds that just came together, and now they made $1 billion company. And most of the original people, like Jason Jones, they're long gone. And I remember a long time ago, I don't know if you guys are even old enough, but like in 2001, 2000, 2002, they had Bungie.net, and had a thing called the Seventh Column. It used to create it was like a mini YouTube in a way, where you have a thing called a chapter, and the chapter is like a little gang or whatever, pretty much. And everybody, like not everybody, but most people, like you got to get like enough posting and enough whatever, then you unlock the ability to create your own chapter. I remember it had like several different chapters, you know what I mean? And each chapter is like imagine like it's being its own YouTube channel, and then you can tell people to like create your own elite, or create your own grunt, or create your own Halo ship, or here's a forum for this. And this is back in the days when forums were popular, it was really cool then. And God, it's hard to imagine that's almost 2 decades ago, damn near more than 2 decades. It's just like, wow. Time flies, guys. I want you guys to focus on your dreams and ambitions. I want you guys to focus on staying strong, because you're going to have so many things in this life trying to break you and take you down. You're going to lose family members that you love, family members that you've known for all your life, and they're just going to disappear out of your life. And you're going to be like, damn, I wish I could have spent more time with that person. I wish I would have been able to shine with that person. I wish I would have been able to have enough money to, help that person travel around the world, And then it's like one moment you see them and you're talking to them, and the next moment they're gone. And it's just, it's very, very painful, man. And it shows you how this life is merciless. And then you have people that know you're going through certain things, and they still attack you because they don't give a fuck. They truly hate you. That's the world today. People don't even have to know you to hate you. You can walk down the street and somebody just don't like the way your face looks. They don't like the way you walk. They don't like what color you're wearing. They like, but mostly, let's just be real. Racial bias is the number one thing. And if you're of my skin color configuration, you're gonna have a lot of people, attacking you, and especially if you like make BP videos, because let's be real, a lot of black pillars they're into neo-Nazism. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. That's just kind of how it goes. You already know when you see that Pepe the Frog, that's just like a silent signal. You already know that's probably that was the reason, as what's his name? Emperor Dion said, he's like, the reason why they targeted and doxed me is because I was black. They couldn't stand a black guy that just started talking about his life and just blew up in a year. And these guys been making videos for 5 years. They've been making videos for 10 years, and they don't have more than a couple hundred subscribers, So they latch on to me and try to like feed off of me. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's like, bro, I'm just a regular average Joe. Why are these people so obsessed? I just don't get it, Maybe that means I should have been a famous, somebody, right? Because I have fans. I got haters, I got fans, I got stalkers, I got trolls. I'm like, damn, I'm just talking through my cell phone. You know what I mean? I'm not even editing these videos, But you got to have a strong mind in this world of crime, and you got to have a soul that's divine and a mind that's strong, because just think about this world today, man. If you're a guy and you're not in the typical social fashion, or you're not really accepted by society as a whole, you're going to have to deal with being in isolation, and you're going to have to deal with all types of mental anguish, losing family members, losing dreams and ambitions, or dreams that feel like, damn, you're too old to do it now, right? But you still got to do it anyway. Look at me, man. I've been through it all, bro. I've been through the hell and the ringer. And to this day, I got people that hate me. People that truly hate me. They hate me. Like they want, like they're like, if I die right now, they'll laugh, like that. I'm like, damn. But that's how it is, and they feel like they're justified. They're like, I'm justified, this, that, and the third. And it's crazy, because I'm not doing anything that no one else is that's bad that everybody else is not doing. You know how many YouTubers are out there? And what are the odds of my channel being discovered? You know, it just shows you that there's hidden chains of invisibility and invincibility and destructibility that's pulling certain strings and pulling certain chains. It's no accident that I'm in the situation that I'm in now. You know what I mean? In the Gnostic text, it talks about when you start speaking on certain things and learning certain truths and things of that nature, the system automatically has security parameters that act. And certain people that try to see what the world really is, you know how evil the world is, they get attacked by demonic forces when you're really speaking the truth. You see, if I was just on here saying nothing, nobody would care. I wouldn't get no views. I wouldn't have, 500 subscribers within a month, you know, which is only reason why I even had that is because I had a channel that had thousands and thousands of subscribers and hundreds of thousands of views. So, and people still tell me like, "Hey, BPV, I didn't know you were back," you know, which is funny because when I was coming up, even when I was on top, you know, how many channels I would make entire videos shouting out people's channels so they can get more subscribers and boost them up. Now that I'm at, you know, the bottom or whatever, there's nobody making videos saying, "Hey, subscribe to BPV. Hey, BPV's back," and blah, 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 blah. Hey, man, show him some love, you know? I got to build this up from the mud like I did it the first time, and I'm fine with that, you know? I didn't need nobody's help like that to build my channel up the first time, and I don't need it now, really. You know what I mean? I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing, man, you know? But we got to be strong in this life, man. We got to be strong in this life of sin because there's going to be so much stuff we're going to go through, man. And, you know, and the isolation. You know, it's not just the isolation, because be real, like, you'll notice when you get older, but being by yourself and being with your own thoughts and being alone, I write some of the best poetry and best raps, you know, cook up some of the best beats when I'm just boom, you know. But I want you guys to understand that that's not all. There's pretty much other things that, you know, I want to do. But remember, certain dreams and goals you don't really tell everybody, because when you tell it, you invite certain negative energetic manifestational frequencies. So if you say you want to do this in life or do that in life, certain people may hear it, and then their thoughts of negativity may actually go and affect you. It's like a form of psychic magic, if that makes sense, you know, where you may think and believe something, but somebody else, and you get a group of people thinking the same thing about hatred towards you, then it can kind of mess up your dreams a bit. So always keep your dreams to yourself. Honestly, I had to learn this the hard way, but you know, and always keep, you know, always keep a strong mind, man, and always know that there's always a battle that's going to take place. There's always going to be a battle that's going to happen. So you guys stay strong, man, and much love. And I thank you guys for all the love and support you guys been showing me, you know, on this new channel. You know, it's not as big as my last one, you know, and it's not growing as fast as my last one, you know. But yeah, much love, peace.